Hello everyone, welcome to SI UK Study Abroad webinar series. Thank you for joining us today. We are pleased to host this session in collaboration with Durham University, an institution consistently ranked among the top 100 university globally in the QS World University Ranking. As a proud member of the prestigious Russell Group of the Research Incentive Companies University, Durham University stands out for its excellence in education, research and global impact. We are honored to have with us Dr. Anish Jindal. With his vast experience and deep insights, he will guide us through an engaging presentation that highlights the university's unique strengths and opportunity for international students like you. After the presentation, there will be a dedicated Q&A session where professor will address your question on studying at Durham University. So please get ready to be inspired and let's dive into what makes Durham University an excellent choice for your academic journey. Without further delay, I'll hand over to you. I hand over to you, Dr. Anish.
Thank you, Yukti. Thank you for the introduction. Uh, okay, I want to share my screen, so I think I've made the request and it should be okay. Okay, let me just open it. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. Let me put it on full screen. So thank you everyone who has joined this webinar. Thank you, Yukti, for the introduction. I'm joined here with from Durham University with my two colleagues, Matt from International Office and Catherine as well. And my name is Anish Chindal. I'm an associate professor in the Department of Computer Science at Durham University, and I'm co-leading the MSc Advanced Computer Science module, which we'll be talking about in detail today. But before that, just to let you know how the university works, what sort of things, if you are to come here, what you should expect, what we have to offer you as a university. So we'll dive into all of those, in a short while. To start off, we were established in 1832. So Durham is third oldest university in England, and it is hosting World UNESCO's World Heritage Site. So we have an 1100-year-old castle, which is very close by, and castle also serves as one of our university accommodation, and students can actually go in and live in the castle, which is a nice perk. And we have our collegiate system, which I will discuss again in a short while. But we also boast on the fact that we have 23,000 plus students, and we are roughly representing 130 plus nationalities. So we are quite international in that sense, that we have a very good ratio of international students among our students, and they are very diverse, so they represent most of the nationalities. As you can see in the slide, we have 32% of the students as international students, and even 40% of the academic staff that teaches the students are also international, and including myself. And my heritage is Indian, so I'm also working here in Durham. And we offer 330 plus UG and PG courses and have 17 colleges. Uh, we are located in quite nice place. I would say we are situated in the northeast of England, and it's just hours by train from London, and hour and a half by train from Edinburgh. So you are very near to the Scottish border, which is very beautiful in the summers. It's a very green and very safe city. It has both countryside as well as city feel to it. Durham is officially a city, but it has lots of countryside feel to it, and it has something different to offer. Very beautiful views, very beautiful sites as well, which are nearby. And again, you can see from this one, this is the points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of those are university stuff, university buildings, and you can see lots of green areas, right? It's very green, and it's very friendly and welcoming city, and it's famous for two things: cathedral and castle. As I mentioned, castle is very old, and cathedral is something that has offered as a movie set as well. uh, Okay, moving on. If you've seen movies like Avengers or Harry Potter's, you may identify these scenes, which were actually shot in the Cathedral. So these scenes from Harry Potter and Avengers movies, so they were shot in Durham Cathedral. So if you come here, and once you graduate, you also have the chance to walk into the same aisleways as with some of the famous actors have done. I was mentioning about the college system or collegiate system. We are very proud and unique to have this system. Not many of the universities in the UK have this system. Oxford, Cambridge, Durham, they offer this collegiate system, where the colleges serve the purpose of more like an accommodation. So nothing is taught in the colleges. It's more like accommodation where you will sort of have facilities, and you will also have students from other departments, and you can create the friendships with them. But they also have their own sort of formal events, or societies or clubs, and they have college tutors and full-time staff with them as well if you need any help. And we have 17 such colleges. Again, Castle, as I mentioned, is one such college where students sort of can stay. And there are other spaces like some dedicated colleges that are just there for postgraduate people, some colleges that are just for women. So we have that sort of uh, system there if you are inclined towards in one of the colleges. And I was mentioning there were some formal and informal events. So informally, you can see that you have this setting where you stay with multiple students, and formally you have this dinner. I think this is a Castle, and then Castle has a couple of formal dinners every year, and as part of the uh, Castle student, then you can have the chance to join these dinners. And if you're part of some other college, they also have the similar events which you can join. Talking about numbers, as Yukti initially mentioned, we are consistently in the top 100 QS ranking worldwide. Even in 2025 ranking, we are in top 100. And according to the Times Good University Guide 2025, we are fifth in the UK, and we are 19th for sustainability in the QS World Rankings, and 65th in the employer reputation as well. 19 of our subjects that we offer are in top 100. Sports as well. Durham has been also at the forefront of sports. It has been number one team in the UK for sports since 2013. We have 700 sort of sports teams. We have a very good purpose-built 32 million pound purpose-built space for sports. So you can have all your different types of sports and facilities that you'd see. You can see I believe these are the football grounds, but you also have a cricket field somewhere. I think maybe here. So Durham's cricket ground is also part of this, which is not exactly in Durham. It's in Chester Street, but we also have a cricket pitch here where students can play, or anyone can play.
Can I
They are
just
very
touch
famous.
on, sorry,
Yeah,
Anisha, I was just going to say, can I touch on sports when you finish talking
yeah,
on this slide?
sure.
Yeah, so we have fantastic sports facilities, as Anish mentioned. We are always looking for cricketers from South Asia and from India. We compete as a university across 54 different sports across the UK. So for postgraduate students who are playing sports at an elite level, we also have a dedicated sports team who can support you, and we have sports scholarships available up to 40% for elite sportsmen. So if you're playing at state level, national level in cricket, if you're playing national level football, or any number of 54 different sports, get in touch with myself and the team. We can put you in touch with the sports teams. There are quite extensive sports scholarships available as well.
Yep, thank you, Matt. Good to know that as well. So we have good facilities like artificial pitches for football and other stuff. We have fitness centers rowing. UK won bronze medal in the last Olympics, and couple of rowers were from Durham in that team. I have a nice video which gives you very good overview of the university as a whole. So I'd like to play that. Hopefully you can hear.
Welcome to Durham University. Welcome to the Faculty of Science. Science is at the heart of who we are, connecting us all and running like a thread throughout everything we do. We're a diverse community of students and staff across 8 academic departments, nestled in the heart of the historic city of Durham. We're collaborative, dynamic, and at the cutting edge of science outreach, research, and teaching. We take our reputation seriously and pride ourselves on conducting groundbreaking research, providing educational excellence, and recruiting the best and brightest from across the world to help us in our quest.
This is the first time that I left my city and that I have left my country. In the departments across the university, I have always found people from different countries, but I have also found people from my home country, from Mexico, that have made me feel like home.
We focus on the next generation of scientists too. We break down barriers, encourage participation, and involve our local communities, schools, and other organizations across the faculty.
The program that I work on is one that stems across maths, physics, and chemistry. We take Year 12 students, give them some tutoring on new and exciting areas. To me, outreach is all about connecting with people who we otherwise might not have connected with.
Science outreach is so important to debunk any preconceived ideas of the sort of type of person that studies at Durham. The university is open to all students. It's really important that nobody feels put off because of where they come from.
Our research seeks to empower and inspire. We push forward, exploring new horizons and uncovering hidden worlds. We dive deeper, go faster, and aim higher, asking the big questions and getting answers.
DU Solar Car design, build, and campaign solar-powered electric race vehicles. We spend about a year designing a car. We then go for another year, year and a half, manufacturing that car completely in-house inside the engineering department. When we finish building the car, we ship it out to Australia and then get to race it ourselves.
Durham University Spaceflight is a group of about 45 members currently who all share a love of space. We entered a rocket into the Mach 23 competition and we won it. This involved launching a supersonic rocket to 3 kilometers high with a payload on board that we designed and built ourselves.
Facilities are brilliant. They're the best I've ever used. The reason why studying at Durham has been so rewarding is not only the things I get to learn, but also the people I get to learn with.
Durham is always at the forefront of cutting edge new science. And so if you ever want to get involved in the kind of science that really makes a difference to our understanding of the world around us, or indeed in the lives of other people, this really is a spectacular place to be.
So yeah, hopefully that gives you the idea of what facilities we have, or what sort of some student testimonials as well, like how they like to study at Durham. Which brings me to the question of why study science at Durham. Because we deliver world-leading research and teaching by our world-class academicians who are also at the forefront of technology, who are constantly researching themselves and putting down new breakthroughs and publishing them as well. So they are the leading researchers that would give you the teaching firsthand, so you'd know like what real-world research looks like, and then that sort of is embedded into the teaching inherently, so that you know like what the latest technologies and trends are, how they work, and you will be taught those. And we care deeply for our students. We keep our curriculum fresh, tackling real world challenges. We take industrial input from while designing our curriculum to keep it fresh, like what are their needs, what do they like to see in student graduates, and we keep our curriculum according to that, so that you are sort of ready to explore the real industrial problems, or if you want to pursue further education, you know what has happened in the technological shift. And we are a global community of staff and students from over 120 countries, which I've already mentioned. And we provide you with unique set of transferable skills. We cannot teach you everything for every job, but we teach you the transferable skills which you can incorporate in any sort of job. So if you graduate from Durham, what you would be having with you would be the skills which are like critical inquiry and research excellence, ethical decision making and professionalism, strategic thinking, intellectual curiosity and effective problem solving, experimental learning and professional practice, communication proficiency, and global engagement. So all of these skills are usually very easily transferable to any sort of job that you would like to do, or if you again want to do further education, that is also, these skills are also useful in doing that. And talking more about Department of Computer Science, let me just talk numbers first. So we are top 10 in the University Complete Guide of 2025. We are 10th in the Guardian University Guide 2024 as well in the UK, and we are joint 6th for student employability in the Complete University Guide. The average salary of our graduates would be roughly £40,000, and more than 90% of our graduates after graduation, within 15 months of their graduation, they are sort of for computer science, it's more than 90%. I believe it's almost touching 100% as a record, and in Department of Computer Science, that all of them have found either a job or they are doing higher education after graduating from our department. And we offer a range of programs starting with our undergraduate degree, which is 3-year BSc or a 4-year integrated BSc and M engineering. What the focus of the talk would be on offering two specific or specialized master programs that I will be discussing in detail. And we thrive on research culture that involves faculty, postdoctoral researcher, and postgraduate research students, all of which are sort of working in a very unique and a nice environment to solve the problem, or whatever problem that may be. And we are Athena Swan Silver, which is not a lot of departments or in the UK have this award, which means that we care for equality, diversity, and inclusivity a lot. We have specific programs like we have Durham University Women in Technology. We have other women in STEM sort of programs that are specialized or especially for women and encouraging women to pursue science. And a lot more other initiatives are there, which in computer science we are also having very good gender equality as well. So ratio of male to female is quite nice in computer science, and we boast on the fact that we have very good facilities for studying. Research opportunities, we have our department is sort of have five major research areas, one of which is algorithms and complexity, abbreviated as ACID. Other one is artificial intelligence and human systems. Third is the network engineering, science and theory. Fourth one is scientific computing, and last one is vision, imaging and visualization. So all of the faculties sort of are a part of one of these groups and can be part of more than one of these groups, which means that they would do primarily what their group does, but also do some other research as well. So these are our strengths, that are we have very good people working in those areas of computing. And we also offer sort of Master of Science by Research and Doctor of Philosophy, but the focus of today's webinar is on the MSc in Advanced Computer Science. So this is developed by leading computer scientists for next generation of computer scientists, for next generation of computer science graduates, to take their understanding of technological developments to the next level. So you will be exploring the foundational topics in computer science as well as the contemporary trends, which are like the latest trends in the industry or in the technology, and you will be able to work on those firsthand so that you will be provided with a competitive edge when you go out there to seek a job or to do further education after you graduate from here. The program objectives for creating this MSc was to meet the evolving field demands. Computer science is ever evolving. Today something or the other is coming up, and tomorrow there would be something else which is more unique or more engaging. So computer science is ever evolving, and you want to get the latest knowledge and the latest technologies which are there. So you want to know about those, how these work, and you want to stay aligned with the industry trends as well. And also to increase the global reach, as I mentioned, we have lots of international students, and research and innovation is another objective. Our research projects sort of foster the opportunities for students to make innovative contributions, be it in the field of research or be it working on an actual industrial problem and solving what problems they encounter as an industry. And again, reputation and diversity, I would not want to go too deep in those. About scholarships, for international scholarships for this year or for the coming year, for the South Asian students, especially Indian students, we have £5,000 of scholarship of each year of study. The focus of this webinar is on masters, so if you come here for masters, whatever the fees may be, you are guaranteed this £5,000 scholarship. And additional scholarships can also be announced, so keep an eye out on this. And as Matt already mentioned, if you are an elite sports person working in sort of state or national level, we also have some scholarships around that which can cover up to 40% of the tuition fees. Matt, you have something to add on this one?
Yeah, very briefly, there are additional scholarships coming. So if you are an offer holder, if you're thinking about applying to Durham, as an Indian student applying for advanced computer science, there's another additional, potentially yet to be confirmed, but potentially an additional £5,000 on top of this £5,000. We're looking to confirm this in the next week or so. So if you haven't applied yet, please do apply as soon as possible.
Great, thank you, Matt. Good to know. I was also not aware of this, but
Yep.
yeah, good to know. Our postgraduate degree structure is more or less same for all the master's degree taught programs. So our generally MSc is one full year. We have the Michaelmas terms, which is term one. which starts from October the 6th, roughly around those dates, and ends on December 12th. It is 10 weeks term, and again we have Epiphany term, which is term 2, from starting somewhere middle of January to roughly around the fag end of the March. So again a 10 weeks term, and then you have the Easter term after Easter break from end of April to end of roughly June, and your dissertation is due by late August or early September. So you'll be taught in the first term, you'll be taught in the second term, in the third term you will be doing the research project, for which you'll be submitting a thesis or a dissertation by say late August or early September. And students learn through mix of teaching methods. So we do have lectures, we have seminars, workshops, practicals, tutorial projects, etc., all of which are to empower your learning, and whatever student needs are to cater to those. And we students study a series of core modules as well as elective modules. I will touch base on this now. Okay, so as I mentioned, the academic structure is something like this. You have 3 terms, and you'll be studying some core modules in each of the term and some optional modules. In term 1, if I first have to do this, you'll study 3 core modules along with choose 1 optional module. In term 2, you will do 1 core module and choose 3 modules which are from the optional ones. And the last term, you will be doing an extensive research project. So 3 core modules that you'd be doing in term 1 are advanced programming, machine learning and deep learning, and algorithms and complexity. These are essential, and everyone who will be enrolled would be doing this. Along with, you will be offered some optional from the list, and this is again growing, and it may change as well. So from the optional modules, you'll be doing 1 module in term 1, and in term 2 you'll be doing 1 module on research methods and ethics in computer science, which will form basis for doing the substantial research project in term 3. But you'll also choose 3 of the optional modules from the list of offered modules that you'd have. And if you choose enough modules with asterisks, you will get the specialization in AI. So here you have 2 options. One option is to get the general specialization, in which you say if you want to explore some things on networks, then you can choose optional modules like networks or whatever other your interests are. But if you want to get the specialization in AI, you can choose the modules that are marked in asterisks, and it will lead you to skills which are more relevant for AI application in the field. So if you choose at least 3 of the modules from the 4 optional modules that you have to choose, you will get the specialization in artificial intelligence. If your interests are not in AI but on some other aspects of computer science, say blockchains, cryptocurrencies, whatever your interest be, so you can choose those and get the general specialization. And lastly, in last term, students undertake a substantial research project, which compensates for like 1/3 of the whole credits that you would get in the masters, in which you can apply your knowledge and skills that you have gained so far to the real world problems or advanced research topics. And this project serves as a capstone experience and encourage sort of independent research and critical thinking. This will be supervised by the leading academicians, but you also have the potential to be supervised or co-supervised by the leading industry. We have our industrial partners such as IBM, Atom Bank, which have or which will offer their research projects. So students would have the option to either choose those, or would be having the option to either choose the projects offered by the member of staff, or they may also come up with their own projects, and supervisors could be assigned to those as well. So we are quite open, and we have the industrial partners as well, which are happy to propose some of their projects, and students would have the chance to take on those as well. I've already given the structure. So MSc Advanced Computer Science, this is a general specialization I'm talking about, and it's a rigorous program that will provide you with deep and advanced understanding of the computer science theory and practice, led by the cutting edge research in the field. So you will master some of the foundational topics like programming, but also explore some of the more specialized areas, reflecting on the soaring demand of expertise in this ever-changing technological field of computing. Or based on your interest or based on departmental expertise, you can choose any of this. And projects, we have industrial partners such as IBM, Atom Bank, and we will also want to offer a alumni networking event at the end of it, which will offer you to connect with the future potential employers. For the AI, for MSc with specialization in AI, everything is roughly the same, but you will be specializing in AI. So the modules you'll be doing would be more tailored towards the artificial intelligence needs, and you will be getting the skills that are more specialized in the field of artificial intelligence. The entry requirements are listed here. So you need to have the UK first or second class honors degree, which is equivalent to UK 2/1 honors. Roughly in Indian scenario, I believe this is something on 70 to 75 or even 65 to 75% of your.
I can chip in here, Anish. It is between 60 and 70%, depending
Okay.
on which institution you've come to us from. English requirements are on the screen there if you're taking IELTS or TOEFL, but we all can also offer English waivers. So if you have a standard 12 English language with 80% or higher, we can waive the English language requirements as long as there isn't more than a 2-year study gap. So as long as you don't have more than a 2-year study gap, we can take your standard 12 English with 80% or higher.
Yeah, I think we have not listed any other these, what do you call, TOEFL or IELTS, but we also have others. So there's a link available on the website if you want to check. Apart from these two, we also take the scores from the others such as Pearson or others. Matt, you can briefly tell about that if you want.
Yeah, these are the most common: IELTS, TOEFL, Pearson, PTE. We don't accept the online English tests anymore, or standard 12, like I mentioned.
Okay, thank you. Our partners, there's lots of partners with working with Department of Computer Science, but I can only list a few on the slide. So we have IBM, Nvidia, Northern Power Grid, Atom Bank, Scott Logic, Barclays, Siemens, BD, which have like an ongoing collaboration with the academicians from the department, and we're working on some of the research projects with them. Career wise, we have a dedicated career service for all students. We are number 8 in the UK in terms of graduate prospects, and as I mentioned, over 90% of our graduates are in full-time employment or further study within 15 months of the graduation. And we have tailored resources and events for international students. One of the resource I can touch upon is the career or CV sort of guide. So once you're enrolled in the university, you'd be you'd be able to get the services for the lifetime. Say if you are, after 10 years, you want to write a new SOP for a new job that you are to apply, you can come up to the careers team at the university and they will help you write that SOP. Or maybe you want to improve your CV, so they can also come up and help you doing that. And they can also polish your other skills, like if you want to give interviews and other skills. So those are also available if you graduate from here. Some of the universities, they offer for 1 year, for 2 years, but Durham sort of offers this facility for lifetime. Careers and employability. So these are sort of the statistics that I've gotten for the computer science. So again, as I was mentioning, 97.5% we have continuation rate, which is the third highest in the UK according to the Guardian University rankings. And these are sort of open, you can compare for other universities as well, but we are very proud of the fact that our graduates sort of have this much of continuation rate, and we have roughly 20% more vacancies than last year, and we have more than 1100 employer-led career events in each year at Durham University. So you can very well imagine, like, if you are to get in touch with an employer, or if you are to do some sort of workshop, skills enhancement workshop, you have the opportunity to do that. This is more than roughly three events per day or so, if you come to that. So you have whatever working days are. Again, career wise, some of our graduates have worked for the famous companies which I've listed here: Capgemini, Deloitte, Apple, Tesla, Burberry's, KPMG, Amazon, all the big names, as well as some of the startups as well. So most of our graduates are there. So our alumni network is quite strong, and we are proud that we give students skills so that they can work well within any establishment, be it a very well established company like Google, or be it a startup. And we also have a Hazen Venture Lab, which is a purpose built space for entrepreneurial students and graduates to connect, collaborate, and form a community at Durham University. And you can work upon your entrepreneurial ideas. Essentially, if you want to say start a startup, this is a space which will offer you, say, the specific expertise, guidance, and maybe even seed funding if you'd like. And people come here and they work on their ideas, and they also have their own events where students sort of can pitch their ideas to seek more funding for their ideas. These are some of the opportunities that I've just listed. So the couple one was Game Changer, which was our internationally renowned innovation challenge, focusing on the UN Sustainable Development Goals. There were 17 STNs, as we like, SDGs. And there's also Enactus Durham. So they were the two-time national champions for their impact of their innovative social projects. And we have newly established this Hunt Raymond Innovation Program that will extend the offer to include innovative competitions and scholarships, and even summer innovation programs to the graduates of the university or to the students that are enrolled in the university. They have this venture lab. They have raised over 20 million pounds in the last 5 years and won many of the awards. So some of the founders have won good awards. Like five of the founders are were listed in Forbes 30 under 30, and one was an Earthshot Prize finalist. And they have been accepted into leading accelerator program, including TechStarts and Entrepreneurial First. And if you are also into the Royal Heritage of England, we were visited by Prince William as well. This is, I believe, the last bit of it, and then we will have the option to do the question answer session. But our supports include everything. So again, Matt can touch more upon it. But once you get the offer, once you decide to come here, we will provide you with all kinds of support and services so as to help you feel well, comfortable, and get most from your experience. And these include starting from the very first step of immigration to healthcare and GP services, finance and student well-being programs, and counseling and chaplaincy, and EDI and careers and employability. Again, thank you so much for coming and attending. I will shorten this so that you can see this one. I don't know why did it go down, but you can get in touch. You can get in touch with the international office, myself, or and we encourage you to apply to Durham if you haven't applied yet. As Matt mentioned, there are again more scholarships coming, which you can get a chance at. And I hope to welcome you all in Durham in the coming September if you decide to come. Thank you.
Thanks,
And
Anish.
now, yeah, open
Uh,
the floor to Matt first if you have any.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was just going to say, Yukti, before we jump to the Q&A, if I can expand on a couple of things that were
Yeah.
discussed as well. And Anish, if you could pop up the second to last slide with how we support students. Um, and just to go into a little bit more detail to touch on this, because of our college system, and just to reiterate, our colleges are not where any of the teaching happens. The teaching happens in the departments. So it means something a little bit different to what you might be familiar with in India. They're more like 17 unique individual communities. But because we have these 17 communities, they each operate independently whilst being part of the bigger university. And so we have all of these support networks available to students, and to be honest, every university in the UK are going to have these support networks available. But sometimes it can be challenging or daunting or difficult for an individual to step forwards out of their comfort zone to reach out for these support networks that are available at university level. What's unique at Durham, because of our collegiate system, is we have these support networks available at college level as well. So each of our 17 communities have mentors, we have staff living on campus. We have a parent scheme, which is where the senior students support the junior students. And we have all of these support networks available at college level. And so you're not just one of 22,000 students joining the bigger university, you're also joining a college community of maybe 200 to 500 students living in each of our colleges. And that means it makes it much easier for us to support you as students, keep an eye on you, and you're also familiar with that sort of network around you. So when it comes to needing support, we find our students are much more comfortable reaching out for that support, and they know who to get in contact because of these support networks available at college level as well. So I wanted to touch on that. And finally, before we go into the Q&A, Anish, I wonder if I could share my slide briefly. I was making a couple of notes directly onto a PowerPoint. And so if I can figure out how to share, it's this button here. And then if I can share this. So following on from how we support students, I am hoping you are now seeing this.
It's popping. Yep, it's there.
And I'll put this on full screen. The support starts from now. Basically, it's not just as a student at Durham University, and my team in the international office and myself as the regional manager for South Asia have a responsibility for supporting students from India. Firstly, we work closely with our agents in India, SIUK being one of our trusted partners. So when it comes to applying, speak to your counselors at SIUK and they can help you through that process. But through that journey to Durham, even before you've arrived, we try and support you as well. So we have WhatsApp groups for offer holders, which we've already launched. So if anyone's applied and received their offers, hopefully you've received a message from the India team to invite you to offer holders. We have 6 different offer holder WhatsApp groups. So they're tailored towards your faculty, and some of them are split between UG and PG as well. That's a great way to engage with other offer holders at Durham University. Myself and my team are also in those groups, so we can answer any questions from you directly there. Following on from that, I travel to India very regularly. My next trip is going to be at the end of April. I will be coming with some colleagues from the UK as well, and we will be teaming up with my India team, and we will be delivering in-person offer holder events on the 25th, 26th, and 27th of April in Delhi, Mumbai, and Bangalore. So keep an eye open for that. Invites will be sent out very soon. And then we follow that up with more online information sessions, drop-in sessions by faculty, by subject. So we do some careers-focused events. We do some alumni-focused events. We have pre-departure information sessions for just before you depart from India, how to prepare, what to expect. We have more conversation about the weather and the food, for example. And then as you're arriving in the UK, we're about 12 minutes away from Newcastle by train. So our closest big city is Newcastle. It's about 20, 25 minutes, maybe 25 minutes by car, by taxi. But if you come into Newcastle International Airport, we will invite you to register for an airport meet and greet service. So if you arrive on one of the 2 days where we offer the meet and greet service, there will be a Durham University team at the airport at the arrivals to meet you as soon as you step out with your bags. We will put you on a coach at the airport. We will bring you to Durham, and we will take you directly to your college where you can find your room. And then from there, the following week, there will be an orientation and welcome week where you can settle in, you can get to know the facilities, you can get to know the departments. There are job fairs, there's sports fairs, there's clubs and society fairs as well. All of that said, this is all put together to help support you as a student and on your journey to Durham University. And I've amended that final slide slightly. The QR code will take you through to the website for further information. Or you can contact myself and my India team at india.team@durham.ac.uk. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for giving us this insightful presentation. Now time for Q&A session. I will help you call out the questions from the YouTube chat box. So the first question is, what computing facilities and labs are available to MSc students?
So okay, let me answer that. All of the labs that we have are available. If say you want to do a final year project, so you're doing a project on just to give one example, there are multiple labs of that. You want to do a project on robotics or something like that. So we have the robotics lab in which you can sort of apply your skills, whatever you want to do on the actual robotic facilities that we have in our lab. We also have labs related to visualization. We have labs related to imaging. We have labs related where we work on robots. I've already mentioned on network equipment. So we have various facilities with us, and it is either embedded into the program. If it's part of the module, it will be embedded. Most of our modules would come with their own practical labs, in which it could be based on some latest technology, or if again finally you have your final year or final term project, which will be based primarily on lab. So if you are to choose a project which offers that kind of facility, say to do a project on robotics or to do a project on and another example is on, say, we also have x-ray airport x-ray scanning machines and stuff available in some in other labs. So we have facilities available, and all of these facilities are open to students for them to work on their projects.
What companies or industries typically hire graduate from this program?
not necessarily from this program, but generally for computer science graduates. I've listed them on the slide previously. All the big names that you can think of: Google, Apple, Capgemini, KPMG, Accenture, Deloitte, and much more. So I have had one slide. I can pull out that if you want as well. Yeah, Mr. Bushi, Microsoft, Facebook, HSBC, Amazon, so Tesla, any big names as well as some other smallish ones. I can only name a few, but there's buckloads of other companies that can hire the graduates from the university. And you have a dedicated career web page in which the jobs, whichever those jobs are sort of coming to the to Durham, that would be posted on that website, and you have the chance to apply onto that. So you have a dedicated careers web page which would list all the sort of jobs that would be coming, all the employers that would be coming, and the employer-led events or the career fairs that are happening. You'd have the chance to meet some of the potential employers, but also the chance to learn about where you can get hired after you graduate.
Do I need prior programming experience or a degree in computer science?
Essentially, for masters in advanced computer science, yes, you would need the background in computing. Programming, yeah, not at a very advanced level because we'll be teaching you that, but basic programming skills you would need to have. If you do not have, we offer some other conversion courses. Say your degree is not from the computer science, but you want to learn some computer science courses. We have MDS, which is Masters in Data Science, which is a conversion course where the background doesn't necessarily have to be computer science, or more, it would not be computer science background. Say you are doing a Bachelor of Arts or accounting and you are to do the Masters in Computer Science, that would be the degree for you. But for the advanced computer science MSc, you would need to have the computing or a related background, not necessarily bachelor's in computer science, but also a related field like software engineering, IT, cybersecurity, or whatever the sister branches of computer science are. So you need to have that background. Yes.
How accessible are professors and academic advisors for guidance?
Oh, readily. I would want to say readily. We will have once you do your final term projects, you would have a weekly meeting schedule with them. But from my personal experience, I've also seen if you come up with a problem before that, even you email them, you meet them, they are very much accessible and readily available to help our students in any way possible. And we also have academic advisor facilities. So apart from your academic supervisor that would be supervising you in the project, you would also have access to academic advisor which can guide you towards the journal day-to-day things, which would primarily be myself or one of my colleagues as well. So you'd have the option to come to us or other academic advisor that would be assigned to you for any sort of problem that you would face. And again, there is college system as well. So apart from departmental advisors, you will also have, as Matt touched upon, your college system, which would also be able to help you out on the general problems.
Is there a dissertation or research project component?
Yes, as I was going over the list of core modules and optional modules, so you'd be doing 60 credits of core modules, which means you'd be doing 4 core modules of 15 credit each, plus optional modules, 4 optional modules again of 15 credit each, which compensates for 120 of the whole credits, both the core and optional. But lastly, you have your major project, which is 60 credits, which is term 3. So all of your term 3 is dedicated for that research project.
So I've covered all the questions from the YouTube chat box. Thank you for answering all the questions so well. Would you like to share any final words?
No, I mean, I would like to welcome you all personally. Again, meet and greet. Matt, I'd want to sign up for that. If I can come in and go and see the students and collect them from the airport, that'll be great. But I'll also see you in the induction week here at Durham and would potentially teach you as well on one of the modules.
So, thank you so much, everyone, for your valuable time. All the audience, if you have any further questions, please feel free to contact the SIUK India office. For more update, do follow us on our social media handles. Bye bye. Take care. Thank you so much, Anish. Thank you so much, Matt and Catherine.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, everyone.
Catherine.
Thank,
And thank you all for attending.
thank you.